Hello, Internet. We're here.
Internet, we
My poor
exist.
microphone.
Internet.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
welcome to the
The internet is
internet.
really, really great for
playing
I
porn.
am a
friends.
computer.
Playing games with friends, obviously. Yes, yes.
The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn.
Let me get my camera situated over here.
Find your
Boop, boop,
dick
boop, boop,
and
boop.
double click for porn.
There we go. There we go. Hello, Bolin Bear. Welcome in. Welcome into the Frog Pond Academy. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Hello, everyone else. I am AffectorOfChange. My pronouns are he, they, and my frames are dying. So let me close Discord. That should help a little bit. Maybe. Let me turn off my camera and turn it back on. No. No.
Baby, baby.
It hates me. It's not going to reset. Are you serial? One second.
They hate you because they ain't you.
Well, looks like it's not better. Let me fix it. Anyway, while I'm fixing this, y'all, I'm AffectorOfChange, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. As you notice, the sound alerts are turned off, much to Emmy's dismay.
Boo!
No daddy,
Yay.
no daddy's going off tonight. Hello, Mirig.
Ain't no
Welcome
daddies in
in.
here tonight.
None at
Weird.
all.
Hi, Eric.
Here.
Except Mirig. All right, deactivate when not showing. That's what I want. Yes. So if I do this,
The 7th of his name.
and then I do this, it should reset itself. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right. So I am joined tonight by the lovely cast. Let me just pop up our PCs in the chat so you can follow all the lovely people that are here tonight. We've got Emmy and Drew,
Yay, me.
Obsessive Repulsive,
Ooh.
Plunge 87,
Yay.
and Squid Monarchy.
Woohoo!
Hello.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Ah, yes. Class is
Oh,
back
hey.
in session.
I
It
agree
sure
with my
is. It sure is.
subjects.
After our long spring break, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We took a little break. It was good.
Do we
Lorelai
have to
went,
tell you what we did on a spring break?
yeah, Lorelai went to a resort that Daddy paid for.
Yeah,
I thought Lorelai went to
Mexico.
complain to Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope everybody is ready for some D&D to roll some 20s and hear our critical fails and get into our shenanigans. So, I did not have a
I
chance.
never get into shenanigans.
No, never.
Did somebody
No.
say shenanigans? You guys are talking about shenanigans, right?
I've never been in a shenanigan.
15, not bad, Emmy. Yes, chat, you can roll at any point in time if you'd like to see how you do.
Unless you're plunge, apparently. Up there he goes.
You got a
There
4.
it is. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's fair with your with your luck like you've had lately.
Ah, yes. I made my burlesque check. I
Get ready-
have
get ready
never
for
been
this
engaged in
natural
shenanigans.
Get ready for this natural one. Here it comes.
Ah,
Ah,
9.
If it helps, it's still probably a failure.
9.
13. Lucky. Lucky you.
Lucky,
you.
lucky.
So yeah, I did not have a chance to review the VOD from our last session. So we're going to maybe work together collaboratively to do a recap about what happened last time. I know that
Awesome.
Obsessive was not here, so we're going to have to fill in the gaps there of what
But I
Stick
did
was up
watch
to.
the VOD. So I know what happened with all y'all. I watched with bated breath.
Sweet.
I almost died.
Yeah,
I
you did.
saved Korg.
Terrifying.
So in episode 4
Nah.
of the Frog Pond Academy, our classmates got up to some silliness racing frogs at the Fire Jolt Cafe. They were having a heckin' good time hanging out, meeting their fellow colleagues. And after the race, I think Lorelai, you got the payload, right?
Richer.
Yep.
And then, boom, they transformed into giant toads that really were hungry and wanted to eat our students. So I believe it was a struggle. It was a struggle for y'all.
Was.
in order to try to get through it. But you prevailed. I believe the party took a more pacifist route, and Stick took the frogs and brought them to your dorm room for safekeeping in the moat to have further observation.
No, that was
Igor.
Igor took them to the moat. That's right. Igor took them to the moat for
Also
further
checked up on
observation.
Stick to make sure he was okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Stick ran back to the room afterwards.
So Stick actually wanted to help fight. He really did. But for some reason, his wristband malfunctioned and he got stuck somewhere. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Stick?
Ooh, yes.
I
do
can
tell.
do you want me to kind of give the play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So right as everything's about to go down, I see giant frogs appearing. I'm bracing for my ineffective magical strikes, as I do, when all of a sudden my wristband teleports me to where I work in the giant stacks of all the books. And I'm trying to like push my button to bring me back and it's not working. And all I hear is a voice in my head saying, no, over and over again. Like, bless you.
Thank you.
No, 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 no. And the watch doesn't work. The watch doesn't work. The watch doesn't work. Oh,
Sorry.
now I'm repeating.
No, that was me. I didn't realize my thing was on. Sorry about that, guys.
And as I'm like forcefully trying to walk down the stairs to like run back, I lose consciousness. And then when I wake up, I am outside of the classroom where the class is being held, and I don't know how I got there. I don't know what's going on, but I see you guys walking up, getting ready to come to class, and you know, Korig looks like he got the shit kicked out of him, and I feel incredible embarrassment, and I don't know what to do. So I cast disguise self to look like just some random ass student, so you guys wouldn't see me and be like, "Where the fuck you go, Stick? What the shit?" Which,
Aw,
you know,
we wanted to say that.
fair. So then I sat in the back of the class and paid attention as best I could. And then when you guys went back to the room, I did a little bit of homework in la biblioteca before transporting back to the room as you guys were doing your homework.
Hi, Stick.
And that's what happened to Stick.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Stick
Yeah.
had quite the adventure.
And I believe you guys, was it last episode that you attended your first meeting of the Dead Languages Society? Is that what I remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, thank you for the donation, Bull and Bear. Appreciate that. Not as promotional for today's stream, but yes, we are still finishing up our fundraiser for the Trans Lifeline. We are now up to $410. If we get up to
Nice.
500, we're going to have a glam contest at our party tomorrow in Final Fantasy 14. So
Cool.
hype that right up.
Good luck to everybody. Look all fabulous.
Yeah, it's a 5 million gil prize for the grand prize. If you get second place, you get 1 million, and third place, you get 500K. It's a pretty cool event. It'll be a live
Proxy
DJ.
spent a good bit working on his outfit
Support
for
our
tomorrow.
trans folks.
Nice.
14, yeah. He's got a cute outfit.
Cute.
Super cute. Super
Cute.
cute.
So, are any of
hello
us going to tell it?
Can I have my prize of money? No. No, unfortunately. That would be RMT. It's against terms of service for 14.
Yeah, that would get everybody suspended. Sorry.
What were you saying, Lorelei?
We'll sing you a song instead.
It's not the
Oh.
live feed.
Oh, okay. There you go. Is that better?
Thank
It's
you.
not the live feed. That's just
What'd
that's
you
just for us.
what'd you go to tell him for?
Yeah.
What a treat for us in the back. Who's the fucking narc over here?
I know having
Well-
3 screens is not easy.
That would be
No,
our
no.
tell. You know he's about to drop a monster on us when he gets excited. We'll be like, run!
Like I said, 1001 Games Live, we'll sing for you or something. A terrible, terrible song.
Korig, can you remind our audience a little bit about how the Dead Language Society meeting went?
I probably tasted some languages.
You definitely tasted some languages.
But I'm drawing a blank as to anything else.
Okay. So you met some of the members of the Dead Language Society. A couple of the students that you've already met before.
That sounds correct.
Quintilius was one of them.
Ah, yes, Quintilius.
The fool who was trying to use his squirt gun to fight the frogs ineffectively.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Didn't he get eaten too?
Did he?
No, it was the hot chick that got eaten
Was
Maybe.
it?
It's a real shame.
temporarily.
No,
We got
I
them
think
spit her out, I think.
somebody got ate. I don't know. And
Yeah.
yes,
Other than Plunge.
Corrigal
Yeah,
almost
other than
died. Had to do some death saves. Got to 2 death
Yep.
saves before the end of the encounter.
How morbid.
It was a little spooky.
Should have stayed in my shell.
And Drazimir, your pal from the library, also is a student here at the Dead Languages Society. Yep.
Right.
Anything else we missed, Stick, that you remember from watching the VOD?
No, it was the fight, it was the class, it was Dead Languages, and then rolling for homework,
Yes,
Yep.
yes, we did
I
our
feel
first
like we
rolls
did
for
something,
homework.
but I can't remember what. So
which I still have to do. I don't know if you want me to do that now, or I can just do that at the end. And if we're not having another homework roll, you tell me. I don't want to mess with the flow, as it were.
We can have
I feel like we
you
could probably do a homework roll now.
do that roll. Yeah, let me pull up my
Ugh, my hair hates me today.
Google Doc. Everyone loves a Google Doc.
Everybody loves a Google Doc. Google Doc. Everybody loves a Google Doc. So go and Google some shit.
Cat.
That was a weird cat meowing sound.
Where's the cat? Will you show her? Or him?
I don't know if there is one. It just sounded like there was one.
It did. Just you. Never mind.
Yeah, Link is around here somewhere. He's wandering around. He was just on my back desk over here trying to push stuff off it. So he's around.
All right.
All right, Stick, you have 2 classes that you got to roll for.
Nerd.
G101 that you all attended, and G103 all of you attended. And in G101, the roll is going to be a animal handling, nature, or survival check.
I will make this an animal. Do any of my clubs give me advantage on those?
So the advantages you have is athletics and history. So unfortunately, it's not going to help you here.
Wah, wah. All right. Well, I'll do.
But you get a D20, and you did well in class, paying attention, so you get a bonus D4 for that roll.
Sweet. I'm gonna pull out this D4 because I'm gonna need it. And animal handling and survival are exactly the same. So depending on how I do, I'll add some flavor to it. That is a 13 plus. Oh, it's the one on top, right? 14. Wah, wah.
Do you have any proficiency in that?
No.
Okay, so it's flat, just flat 14.
Just a flat 14, unless I can do my homework with somebody else and we can give each other advantage because we're study buddies.
I'll be a study buddy with you.
Can I get a study buddy advantage roll?
Sure.
Yes.
I won't roll the D4 again. I'll stay with the shitty one.
Yeah, you can reroll that.
Yeah? All right,
Yep.
study buddy advantage. I swear to God, if this is a low roll, I'm in canon, it'll be that we're studying together, but in reality, Igor is just talking about like the interesting design of the table inlay or something like that.
Yep, probably.
Oh, that's a 19. No, 19.
I
Thank
am
you,
a good
Igor.
study buddy.
You're the best study buddy ever. So that's a dirty 20 for me on that homework.
30
Nice.
20.
So how you also managed to talk about the table inlay, but didn't distract.
I'm very good at talking about table inlay. I was able to relate the table inlay to the lesson we learned in class. So it became an entire metaphor for life and the interrelationship between species and design.
Mm.
Go on to
So,
ace that
don't-
history of table design course.
somehow this is all combined together to coalesce into an actual workable basis of knowledge in Stick's mind. Even Igor doesn't know how that works. But hey, if it does, it does.
Ain't no
Remind me
shame
to-
in that game.
Remind me tomorrow to tell you about chairs.
As long as you don't tell me about chests, because then Korig will destroy them.
Mimic check.
Yes.
So the other course that you guys took yesterday, last session, was the Thinking About Magic, an overview of magical meta ethics class. So the role for
Methics.
that is going to be Arcana, Wisdom, or Insight.
I'm going to do Insight because I'm dope at Insight. Oh, I didn't even do my +3 to the roll for animal handling. So technically I rolled a 23
Okay.
because I'm good at D&D and I remember how
So that's
things
what I
work.
was wondering, if there was a bonus to it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm just a big dumb idiot. You said Arcana, Insight, or what else?
Wisdom.
Oh, just a straight wisdom check. Yeah, I'm going to go with Insight because that is +5. Do you want to help me with this homework too, Igor? Or do I only get the one? Do I get a D4 for this or just for the other class?
Just the regular D20. You got the
Wah,
D4 for
wah.
doing well in paying attention in class.
I don't mind helping.
I'm gonna say you get one help for this set.
All right,
session.
I will take that on the other one, unless I roll a big fat one here, in which case, hilarious. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not bad. That is another dirty 20. That's a 15 plus 5.
20. Stick, you
Wow,
are killing
nice.
it with these studies.
That
Very good.
homework game, though.
A homework game.
Yo, who wants to copy off my notes?
Would I trust your notes?
Hey,
I
his
mean-
notes are pretty fucking awesome. If I say so myself.
I'm pretty fucking smart. I'm just gonna say it.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm the only goblin here, so
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about all the disadvantages the goblin has to overcome to get here.
especially a
It's
tall
pretty awesome.
goblin.
Yeah, I was like,
Ever seen a tall goblin before? Exactly.
All right, so you guys are
everything
gonna
hates me
be
today.
moving.
My phone, microphone, everything hates me. My hair. Okay, sorry, I'm done whining.
If you stream
Well,
it, we'll
the
break.
good
My
news
hair
is that
good.
we all don't hate you, Your Majesty.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
So
yeah.
all
Give me
the
time.
important things in your life do not hate you.
That's good. That's good. Give me time. I'll get you guys too. But until then, sorry. Back to the game.
It's all good. So we're gonna head over here. You guys are getting your days started over in your dorm room. Get this set up so y'all can see it.
Has Corey smashed the rest of our chests yet, or does he not know they're there?
Only on site.
Okay. All right.
If Korak's not been in your room, then he's not seen the mimics and the potential mimics.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So let's all roll initiative to see who wakes up first.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless whoever that was.
That was a good one.
Tell me. I'm just coughing.
Korak got a 15.
15.
Igor needs to find his character sheet.
I got a 16.
16.
I got a 9.
14.
14. All right. Stick, you wake up first.
I'm really bad at waking up.
I don't know if he can hear us though.
I mean, it kind of suits your character, though. Lorelei doesn't seem like the sort who would wake up on top of things.
She'll want to get up early to take a bath and a shower first.
Yeah, but does she seem like the sort that would get up early or just want to?
No.
There you go.
No, she's busy still trying to knock down the walls of the dormitory to make her room bigger.
Yep, I am. I was up all night doing it.
That'll do it.
So Stick's going to wake up first, but he stepped away. So we will move into Korak. I think you came next with a 15. Is that right?
Yep. Korag's just going to go into the lazy river, jumping out the window.
So you're on the lazy river. Stick, how are you starting your morning?
Again.
Did I have a chance to like formally address and apologize to everyone the night before, or had they fallen asleep by the time I got back to the room?
We'll let you decide
I
that.
probably was awake.
All right. Well, I'll assume that I apologized to Igor while they helped me with my homework.
Okay.
So I'm going to get up and try and cook some breakfast, making something that is
Goblin
something
food?
that is something that is branch related for Korig, something
Aw.
that looks really fancy and expensive, but probably doesn't taste very good, not intentionally, but just because I don't know how to cook, for a Lorelei. And then for Igor, I want to try and make something that like is mechanical, like you push the grape down and it knocks over something, like a little Rube Goldberg machine with some
Awesome.
waffles or something.
Flick the grape and it hits the maple syrup and the syrup
Yep.
falls down into waffle. I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it
Boom,
I
boom,
know
boom,
it's
boom.
I know none of it's gonna work, but I'd like to just state my intentions for the group.
Sure, sure.
And then
It's one of the things I always liked
So
about hotels is they have the little machine that loads the pancake batter in and then runs it on the
Yep.
conveyor belt and then cooks it. It's really
Yep.
fun. So I'm thinking you are trying to slice and dice and be dexterous in the kitchen.
Yep.
Would your character as a goblin who lives in caves and things be someone who's good at cooking?
I would say that in my time of surviving, how do I put this delicately? There would be times after we had raided a village and murdered everyone and stolen everything where other goblins would simply feast upon the bones and meat of humans. I would have learned at a very early age that for reasons unknown to me, that was not something that I enjoyed. And so I would try and find ways, much from the encouragement of my mother, to cook things that a not goblin would enjoy, aka not cannibalism.
Okay, so I want you to roll either history or sleight of hand. What can you remember, or what muscle memory do you have?
I'm going to go for history because that is a good one. And I hope I don't have to use this, but I have it in my back pocket in case I suck a big you-know-what. So let's go with history +4. That is, that's not bad. 15 + 4, 19.
It's smelling divine in the
Oh, baby.
kitchen. You are getting your timing down correctly. You've got everything cooking right at the right time and temperature. You were able to even have a little bite or two as you're cooking along as you go, and maybe
Poison check.
whistling a tune, just having a great time.
But let's not get crazy. I'm not whistling any tunes, all right? I am looking at this with like furious intensity out of obligation and guilt because I desperately wanted to be in that fight, and I still am not sure why I was unable to be in it. And while these people living or dying has no real effect on me whatsoever, the fact that I wouldn't have been able to be there to see it and actively like do something that could have prevented it, I don't know why. It's a weird feeling that I'm not used to. I don't like it, but I have to do something about it.
Okay, so Stick, as you are getting breakfast prepared and you're getting plates and things set up for folks, you do notice that your wristband begins to buzz with a message coming up. And before we get to that,
damn
Korig,
it.
how are you starting your morning? You said you were going to take a dip, I think, in the moat?
My usual bath in the lazy river, jumping out the window.
And as you're taking your dip and having a great time getting your day started, you do notice the scent of some cooking going on and some sound up in the kitchen area of the dorm room.
Smells like branch.
Plunge, look out. Oh no, Emmy.
I tried to save him.
Okay,
It just targeted him again too.
it's just my fate.
God damn it.
What are you doing?
So what would you like to do?
That's so mean.
Well, I will quickly clean up and then return to the dorm to investigate the smell.
Okay. As you start to enter the hallway and you're heading towards the kitchen, you do see there's some kind of a chest there in the hall that wasn't there before.
God fucking damn it.
Oh no,
Oh no.
that is
Oh,
a new
no.
chest. I will toss my axe at it.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Natural 20.
Axe first. Questions later.
That-
Yes.
That chest smashes to bits and falls apart.
Not
And
today, mimic.
leaving behind its contents, you see there's some
A
kind
newborn
of
baby.
Not anymore.
a robe.
Oh.
It's green in color,
Kinda no.
and it also has a little journal in there, some kind of a book, some kind of parchment, things like that.
I am
Perhaps
going
it is
to
information on the rest of the mimics.
read this message.
Hello, Snake. Welcome in. The journal seems to be. Well, everybody's getting sevens. Wow. The
777.
message seems to be scribblings. It looks like about some kind of weird theory. It seems like maybe notes from someone from the Lorehold school, maybe a student, maybe a professor. You're not quite sure, but it seems to be an essay, just kind of going on and on and on about different ideas related to some study over there, some academic pursuits.
Can I get a gist of what types of ideas are in there?
It's almost like it's not quite mainstream ideas like you've been presented before. It's almost culty in its presentation, a bit more dark rather than the academic vibes you're used to experiencing.
Okay.
Culty.
And as you have defended your friends once again from the evils of mimicry, your wristband also begins to buzz.
Buzz, buzz.
And then I think, Igor, you were next in the initiative order. Is that right? You had a 14?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
How do you start your
So-
day?
Well, Igor is going to wake up. Igor is going to check his homework just to make sure everything's okay there. And whatever project he was probably tinkering with last night, which maybe involved 3 bits of lint, 2 springs, some kind of little tiny magnet, and maybe like a pecan or something from dinner. Not really sure what it's actually going to make, but it's all kind of boiling in something. So we're going to see what that does later. Then I think he's going to go jump into the moat because he likes that. Korik had a good idea. And then he's going to climb back out and see what is going on in the kitchen because there are interesting noises and smells.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So
That is Igor's morning.
as
And I got shanked again. Thank you. Thank you.
as you're heading to the kitchen area of the dormitory, you do encounter a smashed chest with an axe kind of wedged into the bits of the remains. And you see the backside of Koreg, who is heading in that direction as well.
Is there a note with the chest, or did Korg take everything?
He took
With
it, I
him.
believe. Did you take the
Oh,
robe
okay,
as
fair
well,
enough.
Koreg?
I left the robe.
All right, there is a green robe on the ground.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I will bring the green robe with me, and I will head to the kitchen too to see what's going on.
Okay. As you grab the robe and head to the kitchen, you're noticing that your wrist is buzzing as well as the rest of the group in the kitchen. And Lorelei,
Pardon me.
you start to rise and you perk up your ears. Can you roll perception for me?
What'd you roll?
What'd you roll? Can you not hear us, Lorelei?
Lorelei.
No?
Lorelei.
Oh, sorry, my headset was getting all funky.
So
I think we're all cursed today.
That was a classic face where we're like, roll perception, and you're just there like. So is that a one?
It's a conspiracy. All of our headsets are trying to rebel against us, and that's why we're all in this position.
Mine literally like exploded on stream yesterday. Like a piece just kind of went up, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I need to take a break to duct tape this real fast."
My new one's dead, and my old one is all wobbly, but it seems to work. Look at this though; it's very limp. I'm trying not to make anatomy jokes about it, but it's really, really hard, just for the record. And where this is not,
Except
and
it's
will never be
not.
again.
It's a little soft.
Yeah.
Where this will be limp forever. Look at it; it's possibly not
limp.
even connected
It's
anymore.
Limp
Not
for
if-
life.
If you keep doing that with your finger, it might not be limp forever.
Maybe.
I think, unfortunately, I
wait,
think
I need
something
to
got
go here.
snipped. Poor thing.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Aw.
sure how it's working.
Aw.
So
Like,
our
my
headsets
whole-
are the mimics all along.
Well,
Oh,
it's also my
God.
Internet Explorer crashed too, so it's been trying to get it back up. Okay.
Are you using Internet Explorer?
Oh my god!
Or no, not Internet Explorer, Chrome. Excuse me.
Oh,
that's,
okay,
That's
thank
the
God.
replacement.
What kind of sociopath are you?
Oh,
I don't know about
I mean-
you guys, but I really like the new version of Microsoft Edge. It's the
Ugh.
best.
all right. So perception, I got a
Yes.
16.
So with a 16, you are catching a little bit of a whiff of maybe some syrup, maybe some pancakes, something that smells good. And you're also noticing how silent the pipes are. There is nobody in the bathroom right now.
Oh, I'm running for that bathroom. I am like fucking beelining it. I don't give a shit. That is like the start of my daily routine. I have
It would
to
be
bathe.
hilarious if some sort of misfortune kept her from enjoying her bath because
God damn it.
she's
Squid,
that
don't
way.
give him ideas.
Mhm.
Squid,
I am
don't.
absolutely giving him ideas because it's fucking hilarious. Use my language.
So I'm gonna
Fucking
go.
hilarious.
Heck
No,
yeah.
no, I'd say fucking hilarious. Whatever. We're 16 plus here, right? That's the rule. 16
Yeah,
plus.
Yeah.
16 plus.
I hope so because I think I get arrested for some of the shit I've said, including this.
Oh,
So I'm gonna Lorelei is gonna get up and she doesn't hear the pipes or anything, so she's like, the bathroom must be free and I need to get in there before anybody else gets in there, because like she feels icky from maybe like I don't know, like that's a part of her routine is she feels like gross in the mornings.
Okay.
gross.
She feels like the best way to start a day is by being fresh and clean before she gets into trouble. So
Okay. So Lorelei, you are uninterrupted getting into the restroom. It's clean today. There's no dirt or mud or whatever it was that stuck
Blood.
left in here before.
Blood.
well, she knows Korg is gonna jump out the window and go in the moat, so she knows Korg's never a problem. My hair is pissing me off today.
I think Igor also seems to enjoy the moat method.
I'm
right.
sorry, I
We
had
have
my
our own magic lazy river.
Yay, magic lazy river.
Beautiful. So you're able to get in the shower, bath, whatever it is you're going to do there, and it is nice and quiet and peaceful. You don't really hear any sounds of what's going on in the rest of the room. But as you are reclining and relaxing, you do notice a little ping on your device. Do you look
Okay,
at
I'm
it?
gonna look at. Yep, I'm gonna look at my device and be like, "What now?"
Ugh.
Oh my god!
On your device, Lorelei, it is a message, and it says, "My dearest, darling Lorelei,
Oh,
Oh.
hey now.
I'm so glad to hear your first days of the academy are up to some silly hijinks.
Oh, I take it all back. This is from her dad.
I am
Probably from my mother.
a little
Oh,
concerned about the dangers of the campus, but it's known to be common in Frog Pond Academy history for there to be a little spiciness during the academic year.
spiciness.
Spicy.
Your father and I are so
I knew it was mom. I knew it was fucking mom.
so proud of you, our darling, darling little babe. Here's a little allowance for you. And
7 copper.
Why don't you ever call your mother?
You see
That's
that
exactly what my mother sounds like too when you don't call her. You never call your mother.
It's a little weird that she's FaceTiming you through your watch while you're naked in the bathtub. She's like, Lorelei, what are you doing? Oh my God, put the camera up. I don't need to see all of that.
How do you know what my mother says when you've never met the woman?
I mean,
How?
How do you know?
It was an educated
Psychic.
guess.
stereotypical
She also
mom
goes,
stuff.
Jesus Christ. She says
Oh,
that
I
a lot
love her
too.
already. God,
Mhm.
between your mother and your smoking sister, I think we might be in trouble here.
Oh dear.
But yes, it does seem to be a message from Mommy Dearest. Looks like she might have intercepted the messages you sent to Daddy. And you see that she did
Oh.
include a little allowance of 10 silver pieces.
Jesus Christ. What is this? A $5 check from grandma? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What the shit? That's like nothing.
10 silver? Why didn't she
And-
just send you a virtual poop emoji instead?
She ends
Exactly.
her message to you saying, "We can't wait to see your performance at the school play."
Right.
Lame. I'm gonna read it and I'm just gonna be like, God fucking damn it. Ugh.
Do you do that dramatic thing, Emmy, where you're just like, you're so angry that you just like scream and dip
Oh, yeah.
yourself into the tub? You're like, ah!
Yep,
Bubbles.
yep, exactly. I'd be like, and then like, yeah, go.
The bubbles come up and you're just, "Ugh."
Perfect.
And now
Yeah.
my hair's wet.
Yep, that is me. I am throwing a temper tantrum in the bathroom.
What a way to start the day.
Perfect. And as you're throwing your temper tantrum, another alert shows up on your device.
Okay. I'm gonna pop out enough to look at it. I'd be like, bitch, better be giving me more money.
And it is the same alert that the rest of you are receiving on your devices.
Lame.
And it says SOS. Emergency meeting of the Dead Language Society. Pronto. And
Okay.
it's signed by Drazimir.
What do these nerds want?
I'm gonna teleport straight there.
Okay.
I'm gonna get dressed first because I'm like kind of compromised.
Dude, you smell the branches.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab a branch to go.
I'm gonna grab my I'm going to flick a grape on my Goldberg breakfast, and then I will grab it to go to. because I want to see how it works.
I just shake my head in disgust, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
fucking, ugh, just,
Yes, Stick.
I can't even. No, I do not teleport out. I'm waiting for a Lorelei to get out of the bathroom.
All right, so Igor and Koreg, they head over. Lorelei, you get your day ready and you head to the kitchen, and you see a beautiful spread, a delicious meal that Stick has been painstakingly preparing for all of you,
And I'm
and
pissed.
he does not look happy.
Why
Oh,
are
dear.
you so pissed off?
Oh, I don't know. Just, you all almost died yesterday and I couldn't help. So I just wanted to do like a decent thing for once in my
Aw.
life and make everybody breakfast. But apparently Nerd Commander called and everyone just noped out before they had a real fill of this breakfast. So whatever.
I grabbed my breakfast to go.
You're not there.
I know, I'm just
Well-
defending my character by proxy.
You already left.
Well, I bet you Nerd Commander's emergency really isn't much of an emergency.
Hence why I'm still here. Here, I made this thing for you. Historically, I think this is something that your people kind of life. What with the half
Aw.
demonic tail and horns and stuff.
Mhm.
Thanks.
It's spicy.
Thanks.
Aw, that's
I-
really
it-
sweet.
It smells spicy. Good job.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
Are
Stick's
you
such
gonna-
a good boy.
Ugh. I'm like, well, you don't need to feel bad about yesterday. At least you didn't like almost get, eaten.
Yeah, but it's one thing to like be worthless in combat, which I am. It's another thing to not even be there to be worthless. And it's not in my control. It's the same fucking voice in my head that's getting me to pick up all these smutty books in the archives to piece together whatever bullshit. And I don't understand it. And I don't like things that I don't understand. You know what I understand? Find humans, kill them, take their stuff. That was easy. I lived my whole life that way. Super great.
That's a good way to live life,
It's
honestly,
a
because
great way
humans
to
suck.
live life. I want to still be doing it. And now I'm fucking here cooking breakfast for people who would rather nope out on their magic watches. But whatever.
Well, from what I know of you is this, or at least what I've been able to tell so far. I don't think you are what you think you are. I don't even quite know what you are, but I can tell you're not 100% what you think you are. Get my drift?
I understand 0% of what you just said. What do you mean?
I think if you got in here, someone like you, there's got to be more to you.
Maybe I can flick a couple of spells. I can do some stuff. I accidentally annihilated an entire group of adventurers once. I don't know how I did it.
Accidentally.
Well, my mother got melted right in front of me. It was a rage-induced fucking typhoid of magical energy, but still, I can't repeat it. I'm sitting here trying to throw flame fucking frost spikes at a chest that tore me in half before Keurig, a fucking turtle, saved my life. So yeah, I'm doing great. Everything's going real smooth.
You'll get a hang of the power control eventually. But power like that doesn't come from people like you, I don't think.
So Lorelei,
Yeah, no,
as you're having this conversation with Stick, and he's, really vulnerable, expressing, how he's been feeling and trying to process everything that's been happening in his past and what he's
Lorelai's,
currently
like, the worst
experiencing,
choices.
you just notice that Stick's face glazes over and
God
he
damn it.
gets quiet. And
Aw.
he very calmly heads towards the teleportation circle
God fucking damn it.
and is gone.
Okay. Can I do some kind of knowledge check? Would I have seen something like this before?
Can I make a this is bullshit roll? Okay, yeah, this is bullshit. Okay.
Bullshit
You
confirmed.
could try to roll insight. You could try to roll insight.
Maybe you can figure this out, Emmy, because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, you did. Tell us all what's happening.
It seemed that Stick, just before that happened, was his normal, your normal average self.
Angsty self, yeah.
His angsty self. But the body language and the affect as he was walking out, something's amiss. Something's off. That's not the Stick you've been getting to know.
I know the name of who put him in here, right?
I don't know.
I think you.
Did you share that Stick?
Do I know his name?
I don't think you do.
I don't know. I just know that I know what he looks like. I was like, oh, this is the powerful wizard who killed my mother, who I'm going to slit his throat and feast upon his entrails. But I don't think I actually know his name.
So
I would have brought it up with some sort of physical description.
Okay. I think I want to reach back out to my family, even though I think my mother is massively full of shit. But her and daddy know a lot of the big magical wizards out there and have a lot of connections, and something seems really off. So I would think maybe reaching out to them, or trying to think. Pretty sure my grandpappy's still alive somewhere. It's just my mother drives him nuts, so he travels.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Travels.
Oh, my
By the way-
grandfather.
By the way, Squid, sorry, I just, in the theme of everything breaking for you today, when you lean back in your chair, I wanted so bad for the chair to break, just to kind of add to the comedy of what
Thank you for that.
just-
I was actually thinking it might hit the lamp
Yeah,
behind
I
me
was-
and
I
send
was-
us falling over.
I was waiting for it. I was like, oh
The
boy,
lamp falls
are we getting
over and then like electrocutes you.
not electrocution, maybe a little jolt. Don't have to.
Fortunately, the lamp is not plugged in, so we're okay there.
Okay, good.
So it'd be
I
even
know,
more
not a
amazing
little
if it
weird
electrocuted you.
disc thing in the stem could always hit me in the head. That's a thought.
Mhm.
So I'm going to send a letter both to my mother and my grandpappy, telling them about the strange thing that happened with the strange roommate I have, and something's off. He says he's 100% goblin, but I don't think he is.
So you can
He seems-
send a letter to your grandpappy, but because he is traveling so frequently, he might be harder to reach.
Yeah, I would assume that.
So you can send it to him.
Um,
He just got to take a little while probably before he gets it.
Yeah, that that's fine. I think grandpappy might know a little bit more than mom, but at least mom might have some kind of idea as to who the wizard is.
Okay. Okay.
Because my parents are rich and bougie, and they associate with fucking everybody. Because this is weird. I don't want to live with someone that's a total psychopath.
Fair.
But I also feel like there's shit he doesn't even know.
He's not a psychopath. He's just a little temperamental.
Yeah,
I'm-
this is still part of the campaign, yeah.
I'm just pure evil. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't have any psychological trauma attached to the evil things that I do. I just am.
No, watching your mother be melted before your eyes totally causes zero trauma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Hey, you're fine.
Yeah, you're
Everything's
totally
good.
fine.
Happens
just
to all of us.
Just got to take a walk, get some physical exercise. That's
Just
it.
walk it off.
And
Just
then
walk it
I-
off.
Have you tried resurrecting her?
What's
And
that?
then
I mean, this D&D. Have you tried getting her resurrected?
Oh yeah, with dust. That's fine. I think Resurrect True is a 9th level spell, so I might.
And I think it
might-
would be kind of painful
be a
to be
minute.
resurrected without a face.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
be like, do
Um,
you have something to say, Mom? No, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, so after that, I am going to like I said, send a letter to my mother and my grandpappy, and then I'm gonna head to the Dead Languages Society and just say I have a routine and I had to be presentable.
Oh boy, I hope I'm there.
No,
Because
maybe.
if I'm not, I don't know what the fuck AOC is planning.
Hold on, I gotta find a token. Where did I put it?
AOC's like, where did I put the stats for a beholder? It was right here a second ago.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Frog Pond Academy: The Search for Stick.
Oh, worst sequel ever.
This has Christopher Lloyd in it.
All right, here we are. This is what I need. Okay. So as you guys enter the club, you do see Stick is there, seated very quietly, and Lorelei, since you noticed something was off, you do see his posture is very nice. He is like completely straight, where normally he's a little hunchback, but right now he's like sitting real pretty, sitting real nice. You see that Koreg and Igor have already arrived, and they are sitting down. They're just kind of hanging out, and you
Hold
see.
on. Koreg, as soon as he enters, is going to check the room for mimics and or frogs.
All right. Roll perception.
God damn it.
Uh, 13.
13. There is a curtain that looks a little sus up on the stage area.
I am going to investigate this curtain. It might be a mimic.
Can I
Or
go
a
sit next to
frog.
Stick?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Good.
Can I go
Okay.
sit next to Stick and say hello?
Yes, you can. Koreg, how are you investigating?
I am going to poke it.
With a stick?
With what?
My
Stick,
finger.
obviously.
With a stick. Stick. Pick up Stick and poke him with it.
No, I would not risk Stick's life. Mimics are dangerous. Do not make jokes.
Okay. Sorry.
You poke it with a stick. It doesn't seem to react.
Okay.
It's one of
got a
those
tricky
stealth
one.
mimics.
I'm going to tear down the curtain.
All right. So everybody is kind of settling in. There's a weird energy in the room. Drazimir is getting ready to explain what the SOS is about, and as
It's clearly this mimic.
Lorelei is walking
This is
in,
the emergency.
and Igor's getting chummy with Stick, or at least attempting to. You just see Koreg in the background. Ripping the curtain. Igor, you are sitting next to Stick, and are you trying to talk to him?
I am. Do I notice anything weird?
Roll insight.
All right. I can do that. Let me pull out my dice roller. Because unlike the rest of you, I do not actually own dice. It's very shameful.
Come on, Your Majesty.
You can also roll the
No,
dice
it's kind of my thing.
Roll 20.
Oh,
Or,
that's true.
Or
Squid, I think you have
Twitch
a set
chat.
of dice at
Or in Twitch chat.
yeah.
Well, I rolled a 6, so adding my ultra high insight score makes it a 7.
Dope.
So I think I don't notice anything. Sorry, Stick.
You are carrying...
I would like to think that Stick is catatonic for reasons unknown to me, and you're just there talking, not noticing.
Or
Yes.
table inlay. Chat.
Igor
Even
is
better.
monologuing very,
Yep.
very cordially right next to Stick. Stick isn't getting
I'm telling
a
him
word
all
in.
about my morning and things I found in the moat.
Igor's like, we're best friends. He's never listened to me this long before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're feeling real good about Stick's attention span. It's like you haven't been interrupted once. It's great.
It's okay, everybody. I've cleared out the mimic. We can go home now.
Am I saying anything? Am I turning to acknowledge Stick in this state? I'm not there, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Can I ask this question? I'm curious.
Igor Stick seems to be staring, not towards Drazimir, who's addressing the group in the center there, but Stick seems to be staring over in this direction. there's somebody
Okay.
over there that was not at the meeting yesterday.
Who dat? That my
Would
girl,
I-
or is that someone new?
Somebody new.
Oh boy.
Would I know who it is by chance?
From what you can tell, it seems to be someone in a purple robe, and the hood is pulled up, kind of hiding their visage. Just kind of chilling there in the background of the room.
Okay. If I'm just getting here after what I just experienced in the room, I'm gonna go up to Igor and be like, "Has he responded to you at all?" And then I'm gonna like start like trying to like smack Stick in the face to get his
So,
attention.
As you're
Okay,
trying to smack Stick,
Are you trying to smack Stick in the face? That seems kind of rude.
Because he's acting weird. He just got up and left the room like mid conversation.
I'm not sure that physical assault is an actually recognized therapeutic technique for any sort of weird behavior.
To me,
Clearly,
it is.
you've never seen a 50s sitcom.
This
Yeah.
is true. I have not. I don't know what you're talking about. But at the same time, I think maybe we should call it an adult as opposed to trying to beat the sanity back into our friend here.
It's called getting his attention because he hasn't responded to you, and he's wouldn't respond to me.
I also think that maybe a lot of people have hit him before because, you know, I don't know that much goblin upbringing, but it doesn't really seem all that great in general context. So maybe we should not like physically assault the guy until we know more about how goblins do things.
I'm just having a very funny
So-
image of either one on either side of me, like talking to each other, and I'm just like staring straight ahead, like two people visiting someone in the hospital, and they're just like, "You should pull the plug.
Yeah,
That's not
basically.
what Grandpa would like," and I'm just there like,
Ruling.
Grandpa wouldn't want this.
so as
He
you're
looks great. He winked at me today. It means he wants to fight.
So as you guys are both arguing about Stick's mental state and how to best be supportive here, Drazimir addresses the club, and he says, "Thank you all for coming so urgently to this emergency meeting. I really
You are welcome.
appreciate it. You are such loyal, dedicated members. I see in the back," and he
member.
looks towards Stick. You know, very focused, very focused. That's exactly the energy we need today. We've got something we need to take care of, and our group has been tasked with something very important.
God, I'm gonna kill everyone in this room, aren't I?
And
Yeah,
so he gestures with his arm over to the side corner there to the person hooded in a purple robe. And Drazimir says, "I want you all to meet Dr. Cassie Donnell." And you see that this hooded figure stands up and moves closer to the center of the room. Let me share a handout so y'all can see this lovely, lovely lady. Here she is.
She looks
Looks very
terrified.
surprised to see us.
There she is, so everybody can see for our studio audience. Yeah. She gets closer to the center of the room, invited in by Drazimir.
Ma'am, you forgot to tie your shoes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, really.
Miles Morales up in here.
And she says, "Thank you all so much for coming so quickly. A few weeks ago, I was working on a dig in the Murkmire, and it unearthed some kind of a furrowed light green stone. I'll give you more of the details, but the bottom line is it's not a stone. It's an egg of eldritch horror. Moreover, my research indicates that it's going to hatch by midnight tonight. Trouble is, no one at this academy will listen to me. University's ignoring me. I was caught trying to steal it from the museum, and I couldn't contain it. And now I've been put on academic discipline. I don't have access to any of my things. I am kind of on the rocks right now with the academy, and I'm just really concerned. The display is going to open up tomorrow, and that egg is about to hatch. I need you to steal the Merkmeyer stone and bring it back to me so that we can save the academy.
AOC, is this a heist episode? Is that what's happening right now?
Yes.
I mean, silly question, but why don't we just arrange to have the egg monitored so that when it starts to hatch, people, the bosses and the teachers and all, will see it starting to hatch and do something about it?
That requires the teachers doing work, and they don't want to.
Oh, that's true.
We're too late by then, anyways.
I have attempted to do that.
Unhatch it.
But unfortunately, not only can that egg not be unhatched, the horror that thing will create here is not worth it. And since they don't believe me, because it's not emitting any kind of magical aura right now, they won't listen. They won't listen, and they're going to have a bunch of wealthy patrons come in, people who are going to give money to the university, because that's what we do around here. I'm just so concerned that that thing is going to hatch. I need you to help me.
Okay. I mean, look, Igor's
like, I'm in. Yeah, what's up?
Igor's always wanted to be part of a heist. Let's be honest here.
I love that this is going to release some sort of like terror that will destroy the whole school. And where does she come to? The dead language fucking club? Like,
Korek has a similar assessment.
I would be saying all this aloud, but apparently I'm a vegetable.
We should. It would be hilarious if Stick snapped out of it right now just to rant. That would be so funny. Back to it.
So she, on her person, she pulls out a chest, and she said it looks to be inlaid with some kind of crystal. And she says, "If we get..."
What did you just say?
And she shares with you that if you bring it back to me, I will contain it in this box. I created it for this purpose, and I can't get in the museum. They will not let me in.
Have you checked if that box is a mimic?
I built it myself. I don't think it's a mimic.
That's just what a mimic would want.
That sounds like what a mimic would say.
And as you say that, Koreg, Stick, you hear Koreg talking about mimics. There's this strange lady with a box, and you're some reason back in the room with the Dead Language Society Club.
No knowledge of anything that just happened. I was in the kitchen, and now I'm here.
And talking about mimics. Yes.
What?
I think we're going to have a heist.
What the fuck? I look around, panicked. I'm like, where? What?
And you see both Igor and Lorelei are still like bantering a little bit back and forth.
Wait, slow down. Wait, what?
No, I'm involved with the heist now.
Okay.
Lorelei is no longer interesting to me. I'm sorry, Lorelei.
What are you talking about? What?
We're gonna steal it. We're gonna steal a thing from the museum to save the world from an eldritch horror. I think. I don't know.
Yes, proclaim that as loudly as possible.
What? How? Steal? What is this place? I don't understand. Lorelei.
It's equally as stupid as before.
Help me understand why I am sitting in this chair right now. We were just.
Do not worry, Stick. I have cleared the room of mimics.
Thank you, Gordon.
And frogs.
Thank you, Court. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I turn with the intensity of just like if you've ever been to a little kid's birthday party and the person comes out in like the Disney costume, but they just bought it at Party City, and you're just like, I can't believe this fucking bullshit. And you just look at another parent and they're like, yeah, I know. That's how I look at a Lorelei right now. And I'm like, you got to explain this to me. How am I here? I was talking to you in the kitchen. And
you
now
stopped
I'm sitting
talking
here.
to me and then walked away and went on a teleporter and then came here. I was
And
trying to.
And now we're stealing something from a museum. How long was I out? Weeks?
Like minutes. This cat's ass is like on my face.
Right there, just
Yeah.
Hey,
puckering.
do I still have the
Ready.
meal I brought from the kitchen? Because I want to eat it while we're talking about.
You do? Yep.
heisting.
Korag has his branch. You've got your meal from the kitchen. Yep.
Okay, so I'm on board with this heist idea.
Do I recognize this person? Is there any familiarity with this? Like, I'm trying to pick up the pieces of what exactly I missed while I was a vegetable.
Roll history.
Hey. Good boy.
All right. Hi, Stinky Linky.
That
Hi,
is
buddy.
a 13.
With a 13, you are recognizing that the outfit she has underneath her purple robes look to be Lorehold professor-ish looking vibes. They've got the same colors that you would see on that campus. But outside of that, she does not seem to be someone you recognize.
I whisper to Lorelai, "Psst, what's Purple's name?"
Cassie.
Dr. Cassie Donnell.
Yeah, Dr. Cassie Donnell.
Dr. Cass, hi. Sorry, Stick, first-year student. Apparently I was here but not here. I'm just trying to understand everything. So what my friends are telling me is that this is an unspeakable evil that you can contain by putting it in that little jewelry box of yours.
Yes.
Let's play a fun game called What Happens. What happens if we just go to class, do nothing, and ignore you, and then this horror ejects itself from the egg? Tell us what that day is going to look like.
She's going to roll an insight check on you.
Ooh. Can't do that. I'm like a wall.
So she takes a look at you. She's taking in what you're saying, and then she pulls out this little bag. And she reaches in it, and not only does her hand go in the bag, her whole wrist reaches inside the bag, which seems very off. And she pulls out another bag that was in the bag.
That's cheating. You can't do that.
You hear it. It sounds like jingle jangles. And she says,
I think it creates a pocket dimension.
And she says, you seem like someone who might need a little incentive to participate. Am I getting that correctly, young man?
Listen, I'm a fan of coin as much as anyone when it comes to my
gold to each of you if you bring me back this egg.
Listen.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you not witnessed that we are hilariously incompetent?
Honestly, we probably are the most competent people in the school, though. Think about it. We took out the mimics. We took out the frogs. Who else in the school has done much of anything here? Except, I mean, we were helped out, of course, by the people whose names the player doesn't recall, but Igor undoubtedly does when fighting the frogs and so on. We weren't doing it alone, but there were also students. When has a professor come in and helped us at all?
Dr. Cass.
But we're still alive.
Dr. Cass, to answer your question, I'm a goblin who hasn't known a gold coin my entire life. This one, and I point to a Lorelei, is a trust fund baby who you could literally not give enough money to make a dent in her giving a shit about anything you have to say. I point to Korg and I'm like, this one eats sticks and swims in moats. And then I point to Igor and I'm like, and this one, if you gave them a couple of screws and a spring, they'd be amused for 3 weeks. So no, we're not motivated by money. We're motivated by knowledge. What is going to happen if we just ignore you and this thing goes kaboom boom?
Well, that is certainly an option, and I can only imagine the horrors that an eldritch beast would create on the campus. First, I think it would start with the museum staff, and then slowly consume every little bit of students and Faculty, it can. It would be the
And
end
would-
of the academy.
Well, then I'm definitely not stealing this thing.
Your life would
riddance. If
also
they don't- if-
probably be at risk.
My life is over. I'm a prisoner in this stupid school. These people brought me here against my will. The idea of an eldritch beast ripping them to shreds and tearing them apart sounds like a fitting punishment for what they've done to me.
Stick,
And
can
if they don't believe you, then they deserve to get absorbed by this beast.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh no. God damn it.
Easily
Oh,
said
wait.
hi, by the way.
Hi, Easley.
I easily.
Save it with some +3. Ooh, +3 is an 18.
With an 18, you keep
You
your
die
composure.
immediately.
But you
I
do
keep my composure.
You
Okay.
keep your composure, but you do feel some, not thirst. Thirst is not a good word to describe it, but some kind of real interest in this Merkmeyer stone. It appeals to you.
Is it a sort of, would it be associated compulsion wise as other times where I've had these sort of
I think so.
unusual urges? God damn it.
Yep.
Fuck. All right. That being said, we are people who can be persuaded, but we desire more than coin. Coin is what you give peasants and people with no creativity. We are distinguished future wizards and fighters and tinkerers and artificers of this academy. Clearly, you can do better than gold coins. Hell, we got platinum coins for doing errands around La Biblioteca.
So she nods, she smiles, she says, I would be happy to show you the world here at the academy, but
I will show you the world.
Magic
spell.
with my current status of probation at the academy, I don't have access to any of my materials or my inventory. I'm really powerless at this moment. I barely got away from my lab with this crystal box, and I'm still not quite done. There's some cracks I need to repair before it's ready as a vessel to stop this egg from hatching.
And what
You
makes you
don't-
so sure this stone is an egg?
Well, of course, I've been doing research about this area. Korrig, as you're hearing her talk about this stone,
It looks a lot like a mimic.
that research paper that you were looking at seems to have some similar verbiage and topic interest to what she's talking about.
Did you leave this note in the mimic in our house?
I don't know anything about a mimic, but this is in fact my writing. Yes. Interesting how it made it into your room.
I destroyed a mimic that contained this note and that robe. Points to Igor.
She's gonna take a look at Igor and the robe. She rolled a natural 1.
I see no robe.
That's
It's right there.
That's a very, very curious article of clothing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I don't know how my notes could have made it to your room. That's fascinating. And she pulls out one of her
what do you make of
journals
these
and
notes?
starts making some new notes as she's writing down the
That'll
interest here.
fix it. More notes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I hate to be a nitpicker here, but when you mention that you're powerless, you're looking at 4 of literally the least powerful people in here. Do you mean to see that you have fallen so far in stature that the members of the Dead Language Society are all you have to rely upon is there no one else who you can call upon? What do you expect us to do? What is your plan aside from recruit freshmen, watch die, school still burns to the ground?
She
Harlem Globetrotters said no.
she looks down
Even
at
the Washington Generals.
she looks down at the ground a little bit, and she looks cowed in this moment, and she expresses, "Well, I don't want to speak ill of the Dead Language Society. You guys have been a wonderful club over the years. I've had great relationships with students here, but
Yeah, you have.
at this point, I've been so pushed to the fringes. This is the last option I have. I have been trying for weeks to try to get something done, and 2 weeks ago I myself attempted to get this job done. I couldn't do it. It's happening tonight. That egg is going to hatch if something doesn't stop it, if someone doesn't step in. Nobody will listen. You are all I have left."
But we don't want to listen. How about that?
I would like to help. Also, I mean, look, we've seen the leadership of this place. They're nothing. They have done nothing so far. Is it really that hard to believe that they might have like an apocalyptic threat under their nose and do nothing about it? How we've tried to warn them about the mimic. There's been no follow-up at all, as far as we can tell. We don't know that anyone's bothered to investigate why suddenly giant frogs came after us. I don't know. I think if we don't do this, no one else will. And I don't want to get consumed by an eldritch horror or whatever the hell is going to happen, because I'm here too.
Dr. Cassie Donnell, I dislike you, and I do not trust you, and we'll probably all die as a result of this. But if Igor is with you, then I will help.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
She says, all I have to give you is some gold, the last I have of my stores, and I'll even give you this bag itself if you're able to accomplish this.
The bag sounds cool, actually.
Bag of holding, it would be tight.
So
I look at Lorelei and I'm just like shaking my head. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. Wait, okay, so assuming that we follow along with our roommates here and don't convince them not to sacrifice themselves for your little folly, how come you were unable to steal it yourself? How did your plan go awry?
So I had gone to the museum and I attempted to dress as a regular patron. And because I had been petitioning the university that this thing is dangerous and needs to be contained, and they've written me off as some kind of extremist. When they finally figured out it was me who was there, the guards scooped me up and kicked me out. The curator herself has barred me from ever entering the space.
What are they holding the egg in?
It is on the second level. There are some alarms. Here, maybe this helps. And so she reaches again her whole wrist to take it around in the bottom of the bag.
Just elbow deep.
And she hands you on the table.
It's somebody's birthday.
This is all I could come up with limited time I was able to spend there and what I could remember. This is all I could find.
Oh God, this is so fucking cool.
I'll show our studio audience. This is what I could find. This is all I could find. There's some alarms. I can't quite figure out what they are. I think there might be some offices here behind these doors. They have our exhibits of ancient cultures and plants there as well. On the second floor, though, I'm thinking that's where the stone is. I think it's up there, hidden somewhere behind that door. Lots of security in the museum at night. You may want to go try to scope it out during the day. Perhaps you can try and we're missing somebody. There we go.
Case the joint.
There he's back.
I think it sounds fun.
But nighttime is way more risque in terms of moving around. Those alarms all get set. So this is the best I could come up with the information and what I was able to get. You may find other things as you explore this museum on your own. But here, this map is for you. And so she hands you guys.
Do you care what happens to the other things while we're there?
I mean, as a
I like how you think, Emmy.
professor of Lorehold, I definitely don't feel great about destroying artifacts of research, of history.
I never said destroying anything.
I mean, you're not
Just
gonna.
if a few things go missing.
You're not gonna necessarily find like valuable things. You're gonna find like skeletons. Do you like skeletons?
Skeletons can be fun in the right situation.
Interesting. She jots down some notes.
Mostly if you're like planting them somewhere.
Assuming that we can do this without all being caught and expelled or dying or both, and we bring this stone back to you and you put it in your little box, that's it. That's where it has to stay forever. If it ever gets out of this box, then it doesn't even matter. It's still game over. So one day you're dusting your cabinet and it tips over and you still release the Eldridge Death. I'm just trying to understand your plan here.
Well, the best I can come up with for now is to contain it and stop this egg from hatching tonight. After this night, I'm more than happy to dedicate some time to researching further ways of perhaps destroying this awful thing in our world. But for now, this is the best thing I can come up with a limited time.
Question.
Yes.
What if the box isn't enough to contain it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what other thing to do then. I think that's the best I've got.
If it's in the box, do you think that we could then just show it to one of the professors who didn't listen to you before and they'd be able to tell that there's something wrong?
They might.
Okay. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just really on board with a heist. I'm not necessarily...
I look at Igor, I'm like, we can just go steal stuff. We don't need to go steal this thing. We could just go steal anything.
But if she's right about it, then we're all kind of screwed.
Dead anyway. Who cares? We'll be like, hey, what's that bet? We'll be dead.
But we might not be dead if we stopped it.
Oh my God. What do you want to be, a hero? I thought you wanted to make shit.
I do, but I can't make shit if it doesn't exist anymore because an Eldritch War destroyed the world. It's kind of hard to make shit in a destroyed world. Well, maybe not, actually.
You can make stuff from the debris.
You're already thinking about what you're going to be doing in a post-apocalyptic world. Imagine how many cool things you can make with leftover remnants.
I also, however, think that's an assumption that we'll lie to the leftover remnant.
Dr. Cass, can you give us a moment, please? Can we huddle up here, guys? Can we huddle up? Look, okay. I know you guys are on board for a heist, and I look at Korrig and Igor. Obviously, Lorelei and I want to slit this woman's throat and kill everyone in the room. Maybe that's just me. Counter proposal. This place is burning to the ground tomorrow, apparently. So we all just kind of, and then we go pay a visit to Lorelei's family. She strong arms them for her inheritance, and then we just become a wary band of adventurers, inventing shit and surviving on her trust fund for as long as possible.
No.
God damn it. Why not? What is your vested interest in stealing some egg for a complete stranger? You said you didn't like her. She could be a
for
mimic.
Igor to decide.
Well, Igor just wants to do something fun.
I'm just more interested to see if we do help her here, which I don't really want to, but whatever. Because the teachers in the school are fucking irresponsible anyway. So if we save the day, maybe there's shit worth looting on the way. Like things that can be used for like trickery later on.
You know,
That's
we
what I'm
could
thinking.
negotiate also. Just because she doesn't have anything to bribe us now doesn't mean we can't. She wouldn't be helpful later. She's
That's fair.
very educated. She might be able to help us with our various issues. I mean, the two of you are looking for some kind of knowledge. Obviously, I don't completely understand what you're doing, and it just seemed like a lot of dirty books to me. But you know what? There's a lot I don't know. But she's a professor, and if she's actually willing to talk with us and help us, she might be able to help us figure out what's going on.
Look, just between the four of us. Just between the four of us, I want to get this egg. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense.
I just see that
Are you
making me
do
nervous.
anything with it?
What's that?
Are you doing anything with it?
I have no idea. It's kind
Or
of
is
like
this part of like that possession in the kitchen in the room?
That is a little alarming.
Yeah. How do you think I feel? I mean, I don't want to do this, but I could say no, and then all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of a museum with alarms going off, and this fucking egg is in my hand, and I won't realize what the hell I've been doing. So I don't know how much control I even have in this thing.
How often does stuff like this happen?
The blackouts?
Yeah.
I mean, is every day a lot?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's kind of a lot.
So every day for
And
my
you said
entire
you
life.
have voices telling you to gather smut books?
No, that's a first. That's a first. Generally, it's just it's like you get a feeling in your gut, you know?
Mhm.
I mean,
Tells you to
we
do
could
something.
ask her about the smart books.
We can do lots of stuff, but I don't want to tip my hand to this crazy
Okay.
person who just showed up
No,
that
that's
we
fair.
don't know anything about.
Okay.
I'm actually
She's
more.
saying we're her last resort, whatever bullshit.
I'm interested in saying to her that if we do this, we get her box. Phrasing. We get her device to contain this thing, and we get to hold on to it while she figures out what's going on, because I don't trust her.
I'm not
That's
opposed.
fair. I
mean,
agree with that.
'Cause
we've
she could be
certainly
like
seen.
a big bad in disguise, and she's like, "Mwahaha! Finally, you've gotten my precious egg for me."
No, that's
You get
true.
Metal Gear 1.
Yeah, nobody could see that coming.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not, and honestly, I don't know if I trust the faculty of this place to hold on to anything like that. Anyway,
I don't
so.
trust them for shit
Well,
anyway.
you know how I feel about the faculty here. I mean, look,
I mean, there's
here's
some nice ones.
here's the big problem, guys. Like, let's say we say yes. How the fuck are we gonna steal this thing?
Well, I had a bit of an idea. It might be useful to test out Jimmy to see how if he
Is that
can help us get
robot
through.
you were riding before?
Yes, I've
That's your
programmed
robot
him.
boyfriend, Jimmy?
Yes.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
Yep, we are.
We're all gonna die in a museum.
Lucky
It's
for
okay.
you
I've
guys,
been very
I'm used
close
to
to death
sneaking
before.
around
It's not so bad.
in broad daylight, so
I mean, I don't know if Jimmy will be useful, but I feel like we could check his
could-
programming
he
to see if he
couldn't
accesses
hurt.
the museum.
He couldn't hurt. Korg is like, I've made my love with the sweet mistress of the next life. I long again for her embrace.
Yeah.
All right, well, who wants
I'm not
to-
entirely convinced I survived the encounter with the frogs.
That's
This
fair.
is all a dream. This is all the afterlife. We're now
I'd like
in
to
this-
think your afterlife would have more interesting people than us, but
we're
we
in
never know.
Korg's fever dream as he's recovering in the infirmary.
Korik,
Uh,
wake up.
Wake up, come back to us. Corey,
Don't
come
do it
back.
too
late.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. You can put it all. All right, so we're doing
Yeah.
this, but we're not giving her the egg. We're holding on to it.
It's time
Right, we
for
don't
a trip to the
necessarily have to
museum.
tell her that first either.
Do we not tell her that?
We should
I
take the
mean,
box.
we could. Yeah, let's take the box.
She
We
has
can
to
figure
fix
that
the
out later.
box. That's the problem. The box isn't ready. She has to fix it.
Right. We'll let her fix it first, and then we'll take the
Of
box.
course,
Got it.
she has to fix the box.
Yeah.
So she is kind of waiting very anxiously on the stage for you guys
What the hell
to
have I gotten into?
help her in this situation she's in. She looks very stressed.
Understandable. Understandable.
All right. So here's what we've decided.
Yes,
You fix the box.
that's
We're
okay.
going to go look at this museum and see if it's possible.
Okay.
If we come up with a plan that works, we will accept your proposal with some conditions yet to be named. Take it or leave it.
Well, it's the final hour and there's not much time, so I'm gonna have to take it.
You
So-
should have asked for more.
So she says that tonight is the gala where they're going to be having the egg on display. I really was trying to study it more when we found it, but you know, they didn't want to believe me, and when I tried to steal it myself, they fired me. But in
The
those
gala's at the museum.
yes, when I was reading through the occult tomes and I learned about how awful these eggs were, it just baffles me that, you know, gold motivated them to bring it here to show things off. Those jerks. So there are about 12 guards, I think, that tend to guard the museum. And the curator, Elda Arkin, she likely has record of the areas that the guards patrol at night. If you can find her office, or you know, if you see her at the gala, you might be able to get those patrol schedules to help you in your quest here.
We are totally
fucked.
falling for a villain's plot. This is my
Yeah,
fault. Okay, that's fine. Igor and characters on board.
You must also be mindful that weapons and visible armor are not permitted in the museum during opening hours. So I will give you my bag to store those things in case you might need them during your quest.
You hear that, Korrig? No mimic checks in the museum.
That's okay.
I have enough tickets for 4 of you. I know there are 6 of you here. And Quintilius is like, oh, I would be so honored to go in and take care of this. I am...
Zip it, Quintilius.
What?
You've done enough with your squirt gun. That was him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm the perfect one for the job. I'm a legacy.
We'll only do it if Quintilius can't come.
Well, I don't know. He might make a good distraction. I mean, with Quintilius's charisma, I'm sure all eyes would be on him. I'm attempting to be placating and diplomatic. And that would be really helpful because then the rest of us could move behind the scenes. Because, you know, it'd be hard to miss Quintilius.
I walk up to her and I put up my hand and I say, tickets, please.
Dr. Cass looks to Quintilius and says, you know, I understand your interest in aiding this quest, and you know what I think would be more important here? What could be more important? And she says, I bet you have keys to the prop room, don't you? Yeah, of course I do. Well, in order to get entry into the gala, we're gonna need to have these adventurers dressed pretty fancy. Do you think you might be able to outfit them in the fancy clothes? Well,
Can you mute me first?
Can I mute you? Yep. 1 sec. You are muted. Yes. So Quintilius is very happy to get you all dressed up for the gala. And she hands the 4 tickets to you, Hobbs.
I whisper, I try to, I say thank you, but then I'm kind of motion for her to take a step away from everybody so I can ask her something. Said, part of my plan might involve a certain someone. Now, you've been a professor here for a while, so you might have experience with a person. I know what they look like, but I just can't quite remember their name. And I describe the wizard who brought me here. And I say, does that ring a bell, remind you of anyone that you might know?
So you're trying to verbally describe this person?
I don't want to waste my disguise self spell because we might need it for the heist. So yeah, I have to do verbally, unless I can use prestidigitation to draw a picture, but I don't think that's how that spell works.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
So I guess she will try a history check. She didn't roll so great. She shares with you that, I wish I could have a better answer to your query here. Unfortunately, as a professor here, I'm much less mingling with the staff, and I'm more apt to be found on adventures out in the field. Right at the crux of research. I've been on some sabbaticals recently, and I don't spend a lot of time actually here teaching. But if you give me a little more time, I might be able to see what I can come up with.
You have until tonight.
Unfortunately, I need to get this box fixed.
I understand. But what I'm saying is there's a high possibility this person might be here. And if I don't know who he is before I see him, then I might do something stupid that would compromise us stealing your little egg. So
Well,
maybe
look, she
when
does
you
have to
take a
keep-
little break from your box fixing, you can phone a friend and see if anybody's heard of this guy. And I walk away.
What were you saying, Igor?
Oh, sorry. Maybe we can help figure out who this guy is, since I mean, obviously we do need the box fixed. Can you get us access to see like the names of faculty and other like important people? Like maybe if there's like images of them.
Oh, like a directory. Right now, because I've been put on probation, my devices aren't working. But
is there like a passcode that we could use on ours? Because ours wouldn't be blocked, but if you have a code that we could use through an unblocked device, could we use that?
I think if you try to access things using my passwords, you will be flagged. Unfortunately, with the
Well,
situation.
shouldn't we as students have access to a faculty directory anyway to know how to contact our own professors?
You will have access to information about your courses and the professors that you have, but unfortunately the university employs so many people. I don't think you have access to any more than that.
Can I try to get access?
You can try.
Dungeon Master?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about the weird noises before. I had a YouTube window that decided to unpause itself. So
that's funny.
Sorry. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I
didn't hear any of it.
Literally nothing. But
thank God.
But your faces were totally worth it. It was a wonderful mix of horror and confusion and disgust.
Well, I was worried about copyright infringement. So okay, well that's good. I guess maybe it didn't get picked up on the mic, and you wouldn't get my desktop sound. So okay, that makes me happy, but still awful. So okay,
to the museum.
I highly recommend it. By the way, it's a what I had been watching was a fellow's role playing let's play of Neverwinter Nights where he gives monologues, and it's awesome.
Ooh.
It is cool.
Like totally in character, evil monologues.
Mhm.
Spectacular voice for it.
Hmm.
Okay,
Nice.
anyway, let's get back to work. Sorry.
Quintilius had left the room and quickly came back carrying all of these clothes and outfits and costumes, and
I think I would have flashier stuff in my own wardrobe.
he has started
Actually,
taking a measuring tape to Korig's shell. This might require a little tailoring
Be
over
gentle
here.
with my shell, please.
Just give Korik a top hat.
Are you back?
It's the party was born to play, baby.
Nice. I
Yep.
was just thinking this Quintilius's legacy student status, and he seems more connected than Alora is to hers so far. Would he possibly know something that would help me access more of the school systems than I would, like old alumni access to things? Because I'm sure alumni and donors would have access to more information than the rest of us would.
Are you asking Quintilius this?
Yes, I will. I will ask him if he knows any sort of means of access, more information that we could that would possibly assist us in this. I'm not going to get into the rationale, but it might help. It might help if Quintilius recognizes people through his family connections that we might be able to then use to our advantage, or he could reach out to them and be very, very spy-like. So I'm trying to get involved in the intrigue of it all.
Quintilius,
And, we'll also show it to Stick and see if he recognizes.
so as Quintilius is kind of measuring Korig's shell and trying on different styles of fabric to see what works well, he's now moved on to Igor and is sizing the trousers and getting ready to decide what will be the good fit. He's listening to your monologue here about your interest here. And he's kind of focused on making the costume work, and he's listening and he's acknowledging, and he's like, well, I do believe that one of my parents will probably be at the gala tonight. They tend to go to these kinds of fancy schmancy events. I try not to sometimes. It's a little stiff. But I imagine I might be able to find something out. Who was it you were looking for again?
We don't. It's funny. We don't actually know his name. But we know what he looks like. I know we.
Do I hear
he
this
seemed like a really
conversation
interesting
happening?
person, and we think he might have information. Stick, you heard the description of this fellow from before, didn't you? You have an idea of what he looks like because you heard him being described by someone, right?
No, I saw him. He's
Oh, okay.
burned
Well, then,
into
yes.
my brain.
Can you give us a description of this person?
I describe in detail the powerful wizard who murdered my mother and enslaved me in this educational hellhole, making
Okay.
sure to give Quintilius lots of details as her fingers and the flesh from them peeled as it moved up of her body. The features of her face drooped down and melted off of her skull, which then
Yeah, I was trying to
itself
be
turned
discreet, but
to
this works too.
ash. And then everything fell down, and all I saw was the visage of this smiling arcane bastard standing behind her, looking very proud of himself for what he had done.
Great.
Yeah, like I said, I was trying to be discreet, but this works too.
Quintilius is going to make a Constitution saving throw with your
Poor guy.
visual description here.
Beautiful.
If you're gonna vomit, do it in the bag of holding.
Turn it inside out.
He makes it. But you see a look of disgust in his face, and he says, I think that might be the work of somebody. I don't know his name, but That cruelty definitely is ringing some creeper vibes for me. I might be able to find out information.
Any information you can provide will be extraordinarily appreciated.
Okay, I will see what I can find out, and I hope my parents don't embarrass me. Please, you don't know me. You don't know me if you see them.
Many of us know what it is to have embarrassing parents. After all, my parents got involved in the great sugar snatch caper of 1596 3472-56. It was a mess.
Oh,
That's
so
the case
that's why
number.
you want to steal this thing. You're trying to live out your family's legacy of thievery.
Kinda, yeah.
It all makes sense.
Yes. It didn't go well. The mess was just horrendous. And I mean, look, I don't think anyone could have possibly imagined that those components together would have had that effect, but I'm sure that city block will be fine in a couple decades.
I'm shaking my head in real life and also in character at Igor. I'm just that.
Look, we all have our family histories and traditions.
All right, so as you guys are getting outfitted, Lorelei, it sounds like you wanted to pick something out of your own attire.
I'm pretty sure I have nicer shit.
All right, so I want you to roll a charisma check. Who's got the best dress, a Lorelei or Quintilius?
Well, Lorelei, if you had a free dress that you could wear other dresses.
I got a 22.
Jesus.
He also
I have
got
a +6.
He also got a 22.
Get the
that's
fuck
awesome.
out. Who has a higher charisma? Who has a higher charisma?
Tiebreaker roll.
So you both pull out your first dresses, and they are equally exquisite, to every little stitch and detail and color. And he's like, "Oh, but it's a good thing. I know that this was a good one, but I've got another one as well. So we're gonna roll again."
Okay. I got a 17.
Describe what your second dress looks like.
So it is this like long, glittery, flowy gown. Like it's like it like just glitters, even though it's not like coated in glitter. And it's got really like short capped sleeves. I'm trying to think of like the best thing on the fly here, and it's got kind of like a dip in the back front, like a slight dip in the back front, and then it's like a backless all the way about halfway down, with like instead of like being plain backless, it's like lace covered, and it goes all the way to the floor with like it's like a mermaid tail at the bottom.
So you pull out that dress, and everyone is noticing it, and it's an impressive gown. It's a really, really gorgeous piece. And Quintilius, thinking that he has you beat, pulls out another dress from his collection, and it's not pink, it's peach, almost flesh colored.
Ew.
And it's got a lot of rhinestones where they shouldn't be. And it's got this giant like frocking bow that just like almost covers your head. And he's looking at it, and he's looking at your dress, and he's like, "This is the one. This is the one,
No.
Lorelei. You should definitely wear this."
No.
It's ugly as heck.
I ain't wearing that shit.
All right, so you guys got your fancy clothes. Korik, what's your fancy attire gonna look like?
Korik does not deal in fancy attire.
Can we tie a nice ribbon around the show?
Whatever you
Are
think
you
is
gonna make
best.
him look like a ninja turtle?
I don't know what
He could wear a bow tie at his neck.
Bow
what is
tie
a,
and a top hat. What's
what is
what's
a
the
respectful thing for your people? I mean, when you celebrate, do you have something that you wear?
We simply are as turtles.
I don't think
Pretty
his
fair.
kind really
You-
celebrates much.
Paint our shells at times.
Oh,
okay.
Can we paint like a tuxedo on his front?
Like a tuxedo shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Are you cool
Whatever
with a
you think is
tuxedo paint?
best.
We are absolutely painting his shell like a tuxedo shirt.
All right. Who's gonna roll
If it
for
will help
that?
with the heist, I will do it.
Who's gonna roll the
I-
paint?
What's the roll?
That'll be a sleight of hand roll.
I can
I
do
only
it.
have a +2. Anybody
I
got
can
better
do
than
that.
that?
I do.
Yeah.
Who's got the best paint skills here?
That's going to be a Lorelei.
Mm-hmm.
yes, absolutely.
Nat 20.
Get the
Nice.
fuck out.
That is the most beautiful, pristine tuxedo job ever.
that's
Corey,
spectacular.
you feel like
I do not
a
like it.
million branches.
I am now at the strength of 1,000,000 branches.
Yes.
The
All
name's
right.
Koreg.
Any
Correct.
other questions you guys have for
I'll have
Dr.
a
Cass?
pink drink. Shaken, not
Shaken,
stirred.
not stirred. I thought you were going to say, I'll have a branch. Wood.
Oh, both. You can do both. I'm
Pink
wondering,
drink,
can we
little
make a
branch,
pink drink with
garnish.
with a bit of a branch sticking out as a garnish
Mm.
that he can then nibble on?
Could see that.
Very stylish.
Okay.
I just look for a very
Da-na-na-na.
long robe with a hood that looks
Da-na-na-na.
decorative enough that it looks like it's on purpose, but looking hiding.
Da-na-na.
Nice.
Da-na-na-na.
Nice.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum.
All right. So on that note, let's take a little break. We'll be back in a few minutes to
Sweet.
see about this heist.
The
Yay.
heist, though.
So go do some self-care, friends. Fill your drinks, do the things you got to do, and we'll be back shortly. Oh. So while we're waiting for one of our members to get ready, just wanted to quickly shout out that this week we are finishing up our charity for the Trans Lifeline, or donate, sorry. I know math. We are raising money to recognize the cause. It's a really cool organization. They do all sorts of stuff to help folks. It is trans-led, which I think is an extra special thing. Tomorrow evening, we're going to be doing a little party in Final Fantasy XIV. There's skill available in prizes for a glam contest if we make it to that $500 milestone for the charity. So at any point tonight, if you would like to be silly with your wallet, there is a link there that you are welcome to donate to. All right, let's get back to the show. I think everybody's ready. Where's my buttons? Think that's it. It's thinking about it.
Aw,
There it goes.
Jovi.
such a good puppy. Will you show the puppy to us later?
Puppy is asleep.
Oh,
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's fair. We don't want to
She's-
wake up the puppy.
It's very cute because she sleeps like she just fell out of a building. Like she's all contorted and head's going one way, her legs are going the other. And I'm like, are you alive?
hey, Lagaya,
She
welcome
sleeps
in.
like little. She sleeps just like little Repulsive.
Aw. Well, she is a little repulsive, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are dressed up and you are getting ready to head to the museum.
Yay.
So let me pop
Trip.
our friends over here. Gotta add your tokens. I don't think I've added you guys.
So did I manage to figure out if Jimmy has access to the museum?
I think right now
I
you're
have to roll that.
checking out the university. Or
Oh yeah, that's right.
oops,
We're just scouting.
that's the
forgot.
wrong button. How do I undo? There we go.
I can try that. I can try to find that out later.
Stop trying to get the fridge. Stop it.
Show everybody the kitty.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can get him. Hi. Hi.
Kitten.
Come here. Come here, Lee. Come here.
Sorry to.
Oh, no,
you
it's okay. He's being a pain in the ass.
Hello, Lagaya. That's a good plan.
Yeah, Linky. Hi, Linky Doo. Linky Doo.
There we go.
It is fun to lurk while you work.
Lurking while you work,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Do.
doing shit on my computer, watching streams. Don't know how to finish the song.
Oh, you just wait. Come here.
I didn't want to say like a jerk because I didn't want to do that to Lagaya.
Squid, here you go.
Things happen.
Squid.
Yay! Aw, such a pretty boy.
Hi,
at
kitty.
He's so
Meow
cute.
meow.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave him a piece of bacon to let me pick him up. And he's like, okay, I'm going, bye.
My goodness, you have a lot of mods.
We do have a lot of mods.
Okay.
Lana just became one recently.
No, that's a mistake.
Very cool.
I have 6 myself, so
Well, y'all,
I have one.
half of you
Yeah, two.
are my mods, so you guys are busy.
Bunch, did I
That mean-
make you a mod? I forget.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I might have done it to be like, how do I make someone a mod? And then you showed me, and then I took it away.
All right, so y'all head into the museum. And as you're getting ready to hang out here, as you enter in, you are seeing that there are a lot of guards milling about, kind of doing their patrols, walking about. They notice, the attendant at the front desk notices you all, looks you up and down. Everything seems to check out in terms of your outfits. And the attendant says, tickets for the gala. Are you here to see the stone on display tonight?
why, yes,
There's
we
a
are.
stone on display tonight? I had no idea.
Well, yes, I'm assuming that's what this ticket's for. Or am I mistaken?
Ah, yes.
Korg is new.
Yeah,
We're trying
he's
to show him some of the culture.
he's from out of town, so he's never been to anything like this. So he's not really knowledgeable on decorum. So I pray you are.
Does this
patient
museum
with him.
contain any mimics or frogs?
Oh my god.
Ah,
Oh
this
my god.
this museum probably might have a few frogs, but it's probably in the area of preserved creatures. They are not living. They are simply on display. And in
I
Dead
terms,
frogs are fine.
I whisper in Korik's ear, that's just what they want you to think.
in terms of living mimics, we do a really good job at our security to make sure our artifacts are safe. There are no mimics here. I can guarantee it. No way one
I'll
can
be
make it
here for
through.
that.
Protecting your artifacts, but not your students.
Question, did you guys stow your weapons away?
Yes, of
Yes.
course. Only an idiot wouldn't have done that before we walked into the museum.
And who's holding the bag?
That would be not Korik.
Well, hiding it in his shell would have been wisest.
No, if he has access to the axes, he will use them. You have to hold the bag. You're the most stealthy.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
All right, so you've stowed it in with the Lorelei. Perfect. So the attendant mentions, yes, the private gala this evening is upstairs in the gemstone wing. You'll find it up there, and she points to the staircase behind her, which I can show you on the map is over here. She says it'll be right to your left.
So
Is this
right
right?
to our left. So
Is
we
this
go
the only
right,
entrance
go
to the
left.
museum that I see?
From what you can see, yes, this seems to be the main door. You did
Are there any teleportation circles?
inside the museum? No, not that you can tell.
Fuck.
Are there any windows?
You are in a central room. You would have to explore the sides to try to figure that out.
Oh, I was just wondering if like we could glimpse one through a doorway or something. But okay. Sounds good.
There are probably not any on that you can see visibly at this moment.
Fair enough.
Let me just make sure I got that.
I just had a really silly idea,
Like it?
which I will whisper to the others. We could hide in the bag of holding and just leave the bag of holding here and then sneak our way out.
We'd suffocate.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
So in this central chamber
My
here,
one of my cousins tried to do that in a vault in a town, and by the time we brought his body out, he was dead.
Sorry.
Squid wanted to do that in a different campaign we had
yeah,
with
that's
a
right, I
different
did.
group. And they wanted to fill it with water and
I used water breathing.
yeah.
No, I wanted to use a flask of endless water, a bag of holding, and a spell of water breathing. I feel like it would work.
I appreciate your gumption. I really do.
so you see there are a couple statues of robed human women
like,
flanking
Understand.
the sides of this public mingling space, which boasts a marble column in the very center. The information desk is situated just inside the front doors, and to the north is that grand staircase draped in a rich carpet. So she checks your tickets. Everything seems to be in order, and she gestures to the staircase behind the column there.
As I walk slowly past, do I see anything down these little hallways to the right or to the left as I'm walking past them?
To the right, all you see are closed doors. There are 3 of them. As you're looking to the left, you do see there might be some exhibits of some type through those halls.
Okay.
As you look through the first hall, you see a clear shot all the way to the back of what you imagine might be the museum. But as you step forward to the center and to the top hall there, it seems to be at half the distance. You see animals maybe on display on the far end. Kind of this one, you see animals at the end of the hall there. So I guess I could probably reveal that you can see with an eye shot is like that.
Do any
And
of the
see
doors on the right
that.
have because in her little map that she gave us, she said these might be offices. Is there any nameplates or anything on the doors to indicate where the office for this person with the guard schedules might be?
Can you roll perception check?
I would love to. I would love to perceive something. I perceive a 21.
With a 21, the
Nice.
the 2 doors, the one farthest from you and the one in the middle, look about identical. They seem to say employees only on them, whereas this door here is a little more ornate, but it doesn't seem to have like a name tag or anything on it, but it does seem like a little bit of a nicer entrance than the doors farther along.
Are there any guards at those doors, or are they positioned just by the entrance and the staircase?
They're not standing still. The guards are kind of mingling about. So you once in a while you'll see a guard. Here, let me move this here. Once in a while you'll see a guard who comes in and out of this door. And then he kind of makes his patrol along the way. And I'm assuming you can see when I'm moving, right?
Yep.
So he'll
Watching it
kind
right
of
now.
go that way and maybe disappear in that direction. And then at the same time, you'll see another guard coming from this way, maybe moving up the stairs over here. So they're just kind of moving around. They're not like standing still anywhere. They're patrolling.
So there's no guard stationed at certain places. They're all just rotating around, moving.
Correct. Oh, did we lose Squid?
We might have. Rip Squid.
R.I.P. Squid.
No.
Who ate the squid?
Who did it?
It's always Plunge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
All right,
always Plunge.
here comes Squid.
Don't let his
What I do?
Here comes the
demeanor fool you.
squid.
Eating
Always eating the
squids
squid.
left and right.
We're having
When,
trouble connecting
when
to
I-
our guest.
When I see the guard leaving the door, does it look like he's locking it behind him?
He's pulling out perhaps maybe some kind of a key card. It looks like he presents it to the door. It opens the door, and then he goes
Fuck.
in.
I look at Lorelei in her dress, and I was like, any chance you in that dress of yours might be able to score us one of those key cards?
I can try.
Okay.
Let's see.
So you guys are awkwardly standing at the front desk, and patrons are starting.
I mean,
to...
I would say we're
I would say
ambling
we would have,
incredibly
like-
slowly towards the stairway, but not in a casing the joint, but like we are walking in a way
Act
that would
casual.
indicate, yes.
So you said
As-
some of these like guards, they're going towards the stairs, correct?
Some are going up. Once in a while, you see one come down. They do seem to frequently go back and forth through the door here, in and out of there, as well as going down these halls.
And is this like just a random desk or something, or like is it a display of some kind?
That up there, as you're getting closer to that region, give me 1 second. You see some display racks filled with tunics, bandanas, hooks, bric-a-brac, mostly emblazoned with the museum's logos. There are also some plush benches that serve as seating areas here. The one to the right that you're at says historian's gifts.
I want to add that like partway down the skirt, there's a slit in the middle, by the way.
Of course,
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, has to be. If I'm going to be using it like this, there has to be.
Hold on,
Is Squid coming back?
Messaging Squid.
I think she had to restart her computer again.
Wah, wah.
So let me remove Squid and then re-invite her. See if we can get that fixed. I resent the invite.
Dun, 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 dun.
Na 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 na. Squid, squiddy, squiddy. Na 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 na.
So I'm sorry, what were you looking at? Something about a slit is all I heard.
That's all you ever hear.
So I'm saying on my skirt partway down, there's a slit in the front.
Oh, on your skirt. Okay.
So let's see here. So I'm gonna try to like position myself to kind of ooh, let's see. So because I want to try to catch like a guard when they walk on out and try to see if I can pickpocket and try to like use sex to distract.
Cause that's the power of sex.
All right, so the guard that comes towards you.
Comes.
If he's gay, I'm gonna be very sad.
Roll for heterosexuality. Cora, get in there.
Do you like turtles?
We're having trouble connecting to your guest. Returning the guest to queue. Let me send this screenshot.
Oh, Squiddy.
This is the error I'm getting.
Squiddy, you're missing Emmy using sex as a weapon.
Wouldn't be the first time she's seen me use it.
Squiddy, you're missing today Emmy using sex as a weapon. Is that a sneeze or a cough?
A cough.
Okay.
So we have another option. Let me troubleshoot here. You can use
The nuclear option.
can try this link. All right, so this create a room. We're troubleshooting, y'all. Please don't mind me.
Yay, technical difficulties.
At least we're not shooting trouble.
Copy a link.
I'm gonna see what my other camera looks like at this angle. Bah!
Do you have a mirror behind you?
What's
Ooh.
that? No. What?
I don't know.
This-
It looks like.
This is like a little reflective thing under the puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Trying to see. This angle gets a little more of the tchotchke stuff, which I don't hate. But it also gets the TV because I'm blind as a fucking bat. There's no good angle of me.
Don't know if you can hear me, Squid. Can you hear me, Squid?
When
on
did
this
you
thing?
like trim your beard? Anyway, your beard is not as long
Yes,
as it
no.
was.
You're right. You're right. I did
Right.
it about a
I
couple weeks
see
ago.
you. 1 sec.
It was
Let
getting
me get
caught
the
in my soup.
browser source.
Yeah. Or I would like
up.
I'd put on my shirt and it would do like one of these things and like get caught on it. And I was like, oh God, what have I become?
I know
But-
Plunge shaved not that long ago, but I think that's because work tells him to.
Work tells him to. Plunge
I
also
just
has
like
a
wearing.
handsome
I don't like wearing a fishnet in my face.
Plunge also has a handsome face, so when he shaves, it's jarring, but not repulsive.
You two are like the ultimate bromance in D&D here. You two.
Don't ruin my spot. I still haven't shot my shot yet.
Why are you gonna keep me waiting?
It's the only way. It's the only way to your Shelly heart.
Oh no, Squid.
Squiddy. Oh, God.
Squid.
Beeping and cheeping and creeping. Are we gonna have to do the heist another day? We can't do it without our
Yeah, we can't do it without Squid.
the trap person and everything.
Not only are we not willing to do it, I don't think we can actually pull it off.
Yeah, physically we can't do it. Never mind morally us wanting them to enjoy it. but there's going to be like a mechanism or some part where Indiana Jones is the walls in, and
Yeah.
you know, Igor has to be the one to be like, oh, of course, here, I just smeared some peanut butter on this mechanism and that fixed it.
All right, I slotted her again, and it's again giving me the trouble connecting to your gas.
Who are you calling a slot?
Well, Lorelei seems to be thinking that's the strategy here, so
Yep.
A Lorelei knows how to get stuff done.
I
yeah,
do.
she does. Well, if we can't get Squid in, I agree. I think I would like for us to continue
Well, it's a good enough
this.
stopping point, you know, showing up for the gala
Yeah.
and everything. Because we couldn't do the heist tonight anyway. I don't think we would have enough time to go through whatever machinations of horror you had planned for us. Because
So-
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not just gonna be some smash and grab job.
Yeah, Corey just literally walks up and takes it and walks away.
Well, Squid, we will because we love having you here.
Yeah. We're gonna send you a better computer for next week.
Yeah, Squid, Squid, you don't live far from me. You can always come over to my house and we can have it looked at.
OMG. I thought you were just gonna be like, you guys will just be playing together and you'd be sitting next to each other and it'll be
I
super
mean, in
cute.
theory, she could, or if she needs to borrow my other computer or something. That's
Super
fine.
cute. I'll be super cute.
I love my super cute. Like, oh my god.
OMG.
This is actually a fake background. I'm in my car outside of Plunge's place right now.
This is what my background actually looks like. This isn't background removal. I live in the void.
He is Plunge is literally in a bag of holding right now.
Yeah. I can't breathe. Send help.
All right, y'all. I think we're gonna call it for the night. We will continue our heist next week. Let's see if we can do our stars and wishes, y'all. Which is hard without our squid, but you know, I think
Okay, Squid.
Squid is here.
I need to mute you and
I just muted.
Discord you, lad. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right. I guess for me, a star was I was just really excited. I had recently purchased this book, which is Keys from the Golden Vault, and I got the fancy game store version of it.
Ooh.
So that's the adventure we are on right now, is one of
Oh
the
my
ones out of this
God.
book here.
You monster.
So I'm loving this book. It's got some really cool ideas in it. So I'm
Nice.
sure we will utilize this because it's taken the D&D model and making it, you know, interestingly skill-based.
Cray.
So I'm loving it, and it is adjusted for your level, so it's perfectly appropriate for us to do. So that's my star. I'm just loving playing this new material with y'all. I do like
My
how my
star-
face shut is creepy green.
My star is I just love where all of this is going. I like the character development for everybody. I like the motivations are genuine with people. It's not just like people are consistent for what they want, but for the reasons that are consistent to them. Like the little things like Korg being, well, if Igor says to do it, then I'll do it, but not like I'll just blindly follow because turtle. Like
Yeah,
there's
I'm
the
not lawful
reason.
stupid.
Yeah.
That lawful stupid.
That's got to be a shirt. Can we make a lawful stupid shirt? I think I would wear it. I'd wear it tonight. That and
Lawful
also
stupid merch in stores now.
yeah. And also we're in the middle of a fucking heist, guys. Like this is dope.
I like that there's a lot of mystery going on. Like, what's happening to Stick? What's going on with this egg thing? Why is there an eldritch horror possibly coming into play?
Why is
I
everything at
feel
the
like-
school trying to kill us? And
Exactly.
only us.
Is it all connected, or are these all coincidental? And why are we the ones that are at the center of everything?
That is a great question, y'all. That is a great
Mhm.
question. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Wheels
Yeah,
are turning.
I love that we had the full group together today because last session it was lacking without obsessive. So definitely it was good to have Stick back to his sticky self and
Ugh.
seeing like him with the trauma he carries and us seeing how it affects him overall and him unwrap as he opens up kind of thing. And I do like that I was able to get in the bath without having to fight anybody for it.
Yeah, you did. Squid says, "Why
Yeah.
are the teachers not doing anything to help us?" And we missed you, Stick. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's like the
Valid
faculty,
question.
the teachers of the aliens.
Yeah, that's right. That's the real secret here.
yeah. And we're now going next week into our 7th session with still
Oh my god, it's been 7 sessions already.
Unbelievable.
level 1 characters.
We've-
It's fantastic.
We've played through 2 days of this game in real time, and we've played 16 hours to get
Yeah.
through 2 days.
yeah, it's
Next session
Granular.
is 3 hours of us casing the joint at the gala and still not doing the actual heist.
this is going at the pace as a season of 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Hi, Sherry. Welcome in.
bum,
Congrats on
bum,
6K, by the way.
Sherry,
That's
Sherry did a cooking stream today with Mama and Papa Snacks.
I saw it. It was cute.
Cherry baby.
Squid says technically 2 days is 48 hours, so we're still ahead. This is true. This is true. Technically,
true.
you are correct.
Sherry, we love you.
All right.
I hope the food you and Papa Snacks and Mama Snacks made was super tasty because it looked very good.
My wish is that Squid has working internet next week.
Same.
I like that idea. I would like Squid to have working internet so we can all play together. It's such a different dynamic when not everyone's here.
I
Time
wish
to go
Or
to
we
Best
missed last
Buy
week
and get a
obsessive.
refurb new gaming computer. That's how I spend all my free time.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
habitually on the used and like refurbish open box stuff on Best Buy and be like, $1,300 off this old Alienware laptop. I mean, I can't afford.
Oh,
not
it's
to buy
only it's only $5,000.
it. Down from $7,900.
Well,
It's selling itself.
at least for you, Squid, I did wear a shirt in your
Squid's
honor.
Computer. It's Squid's computer. That's the issue.
Oh, you got a Squid Game shirt.
I
That's
do. See, you're right
This-
here on my heart.
You're in our heart.
Well, Squid on my channel now has fanfare. If you do exclamation point Squid,
Cute.
you get a fun message about Squid, and it plays fanfare for Squid.
As it should.
Yeah. Any other wishes or stars, y'all? Anything else? Wrapping up today.
I really want to see where Stick goes because I know just by looking at him he's not a goblin. If he is, it's only partial.
How dare you?
Yeah, don't
I-
outstick.
I come from rich bougie tieflings. Like
Bougie tieflings. You know,
Yeah.
we're not like those tieflings. We're bougie.
we're bougie. We're bougie. I love that word bougie.
He is
Bang,
culturally
bang.
I
Yes,
love
that is true. He is culturally a goblin.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need to like refine him, like the Beast and Beauty and the Beast.
Oh
was
my god, it's
refined.
gonna be like a Pretty Woman makeover.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
We're
gonna
gonna
be a
let-
singing candelabra and stuff.
we're gonna let Igor make you over while the entire drama club sings and dances.
Pretty
Love that.
Goblin. Standing on the stage, Pretty Goblin. Someday he'll be a mage, Pretty Goblin. Your teeth are sharp. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Does anyone have anything they would like to plug?
I'll be
I am
streaming
no
Ultimate
longer-
7 tomorrow.
Yay! Ultimate 7 tomorrow.
I am no longer on
Because of
Twitch.
Squid.
I am just D&D and a
I have
Doki player
I have
now.
news for you, Obsessive. You're on Twitch right now.
No, but this doesn't count because I'm not on my channel. So I've decided my entire existence on Twitch will be just guest starring in other people's streams and not actually streaming. And that is the way to 0 followers. And my plan is solid and I intend to stick with it.
That is a great goal. That is a great goal.
If that's the goal
So if
you're
you-
looking for, you'll get
if
close.
you are subscribed to me, I encourage you to cancel that subscription, save your money, as there are no ads or emotes because I'm not streaming anymore. So save your dollars.
Squid
did you
says, I will try to stream if I can get something to work. We miss your Nintendo streaming. Aw.
Aw, you're lying. Why you always lying?
For me, I guess what I will promote, we are still in our last week of the Trans Lifeline charity stream that we're doing. We've raised, I think, was it 410 I saw today, which is a heckin' awesome amount. Tomorrow we are having a party in Final Fantasy 14 in my venue, the Blind Namazu. So if you want to join us, that's where we'll be. Or you can pop in Twitch. We have a live DJ. Lagaya will be streaming as well with some really awesome Final Fantasy tunes, some Pride mixes, some house jams. There's Lagaya. Hey, Lagaya. That's going to be heckin' awesome. If you are playing 14, we're having a glam contest. So you come in, you sign up, and at 12 midnight Eastern time, we'll start that contest going. The grand prize is 5 million gil, thanks to some fantastic donors. A million for second place, 500K for third. So big hype, big hype. It's going to be awesome. You'll probably see some of us there. Yeah, I would like to get more into some 14 roleplay streams. I think that would be really cool. So consider that. If you do want to get silly with your wallets, here you go. And blindnamazu.card.co if you want to get more deets on that event tomorrow.
I will also be there at the Blind Namazu because I have a job there. I'm employed.
Yep, Lorelai is Emmy is employed. Yes, please follow Lagaya if you want to get some really cool music. I know Lagaya has been talking about getting more into streaming other things, so definitely give him a follow and stay tuned to what next evolution he has. Heckin' great supporter of this cause and this community. We love Lagaya. Give him the love. So,
Yes.
Oh, what is going on here? All right. Sorry, I had Skyen up because I was gonna raid into Skyen because Skyen was doing his 8-hour 1K stream, but now it's switched to KP.
Oh,
so he must have raided out, but KP
Yeah,
is
he just rated out.
looking.
Ooh, KP looks so goth.
Yeah, she's so goth. So maybe we'll go hang out with KP tonight. That looks like a fun jam. Whatever's going
now
on over there.
Somebody put a filter on her face.
That's okay. So KP is fantastic. She's very cozy, big Final Fantasy person. I know she herself has talked about wanting to get a little more into role playing. So maybe in the future. Oh, we're getting raided, y'all. Hi, Bubble Boy.
Holdy.
Hello,
Raiders.
Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. We're hello. Let's go. We love Bubble Boy.
Gareg. Holden and Gareg. I will never. Gareg was just such a good character.
Hi,
oh
Holdy. How's your stream? You're playing the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. That's cool. I don't know what that game's about. Raiders, I'm AffectorOfChange. My pronouns are he, they. I'm a cozy RPG streamer. I play D&D and Final Fantasy. This week, we're raising money for the Trans Lifeline all week long through the end of our stream on Friday. Tomorrow, we're having a party in Final Fantasy 14 if you want to join us that evening, or you can just pop in here. Oh, hey, I'm trans. Yay.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
hey.
one of my favorite trans people. I love him.
Oh, hey.
Boba Boy is an actual trans person that you can give all your money to.
Yeah,
What a
Holdy just
relief.
moved.
Yeah, skip
Throw
the
money.
middleman. Don't donate
Yeah.
to charity.
Yeah, throw money at Holdy. They're starting a new job and they're they're trying not to burn down the old one, I think.
Yeah.
Crying.
Yeah. The Ko-Fi is
things
linked.
happen.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Fantastic. Let's go, Boba. Let's go. So we're actually wrapping up stream tonight. We had some technical issues for Squid, and we're doing a really fun heist, and we want everyone to be here. So we're gonna end our session a little bit early, but we usually end around 11:30 anyway, so it's not that early. So I'm gonna raid out to KP. Any other last
You'll love
thoughts here?
KP. You'll love KP. I was gonna say,
That's
yeah,
okay.
anybody out of Bulba's community who's available tomorrow, there is an event at the Blind Namazu on Primal on Ultros and Final Fantasy 14, where there will be dance-offs, there will be a glam contest, Effectors giving out prizes, and it will be streamed. Lagaya is our DJ. I am just working because I need money in games, so I need to have employment now that I've beaten Endwalker. So I got to be able to afford my island sanctuary.
But thank
in
you,
my
Baba.
house.
Thank you, Raiders. Hopefully we can pass the love along to the lovely KP. She's heckin' cozy. She's just got a wonderful group of folks that she hangs with. We
She
love
is
our
super sweet. We
KP.
love her.
And we're gonna say hello to Sky if he's still alive after doing his 27-hour stream. If he's in there.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Bulba and Sky need to meet. Those two would be hilarious and adorable to watch
Yeah.
talk to each other.
That would be cool. That would be cool. But thank you, Bulba, for thinking of me. I'm gonna pass on the lovely vibes to KP. She's cozy as heck. Cozy as heck. Very wholesome. So if that's what you were looking for as a raid target, we'll do that. All right, y'all. Bye. We'll be back here next week
Bye.
for the
everyone.
See you
heist.
Thanks
next
for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Where's my button? Oh no, I can't find it.
Oh, did you put your raid message up?
Oh no. Here's the raid message. I have a raid message. I'm a streamer. I'm a streamer, y'all. I stream. This is something we do.
'Cause it's like showing
It's-
up twice because we both did
It's
it.
glitching like crazy. Ah!
You did it.
Chat was moving so fast I couldn't paste it. That's
I
okay.
couldn't paste it either.
I got it.
All
right, y'all.
All right, guys.
I'm old and heading to bed.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.